Victoria's hard border with Greater Sydney has been relaxed, with only 10 local government areas still in the red zone. Stranded Victorians can start heading home from 6 o'clock tonight.
Victoria's hard border to Sydney is starting to fall.
We have to stay safe in order to stay open, and that's exactly what we're determined to do.
Premier Daniel Andrews announcing all but 10 Sydney local government areas will stay in the red zone, meaning they're still denied entry to the southern state. All other Sydney, Wollongong and Blue Mountains postcodes will be downgraded to orange from 6 p.m. This means you can apply for a permit to enter Victoria, self-isolate on arrival and get tested within 72 hours, then continue isolation until a negative result. Border towns like Albury will now be listed as a green zone, meaning no test or isolation is required.
I appreciate that state premiers have decisions to make on how they manage the pandemic and how they provide, health services to their citizens. But at the end of the day, I think all of us need to think about ourselves as Australians.
Not cherry-picking the bits that are popular, not listening to the loudest voices. That didn't build what we've built.
Gladys Berejiklian is building her COVID normal plan. The Premier wants places like pubs and clubs to provide incentives for people to get the COVID jab once it starts rolling out in February. Venues, businesses and workplaces could make their own decisions about denying entry to people who refuse the vaccine.
We will also consider whether we allow venues to, and venues do that already. I mean, people make up their own rules if they run a business or have a workplace about what they feel is COVID safe.
The Premier says the Service New South Wales app could be used to provide evidence someone has been vaccinated, which would require input from the federal government. But a leading employment lawyer says if the vaccine is not mandated by the government, it could open businesses up to legal action.
If employers or workplaces or businesses elect to make it a term of entry that you must be vaccinated, and it hasn't been mandated by the government, then I think there is a risk. But that risk would only exist in circumstances where they have discriminated against the person under a head of existing discrimination law.
New South Wales recorded 0 cases of community transmission on Monday out of less than 8,800 deaths. That's the lowest since December 18, a day before the Northern Beaches cluster emerged. Kenny Heatley, Sky News.